In addition to finding out the codes and conventions, we also explored the different types of documentaries. The types of documentaries we explored was firstly poetic documentaries. This is where the documentary can be abstract and includes short spontaneous extract moments. For example, random images that do not relate would appear on the screen randomly. This was used to make the audience feel uncomfortable and not exactly understand the idea or concept of the documentary that is being shown. The second type was observational documentaries, where the documentary observes reality. It observes the human behaviour in different environments with no interference or contact or interaction with any other human behaviour. Participatory documentaries believe it is impossible for the filmmaker to have no influence of the events that are being filmed. Their filmmaking techniques are very similar to participant observation, where the filmmaker is part of the film and is used in different situations to see the influence or effects that may or may not be altered within the film. When firstly planning our film, we began to feel that ours was participatory documentary because we got an interview with a fortune teller and got our fortunes read. However, we then began to explore and found out that we weren't really observing any human behaviour and we weren't really influencing the film as filmmakers, so it wouldn't have made sense to class our documentary as participatory. Reflective documentary found abstract concepts to documentaries. It was used in Brechtian theatre, where performances were made the audience think and reflect back off their experiences from watching the performance. In our case, it was documentaries. These documentaries are used to make the audience think and have a deeper meaning behind them, and they would question the situations involved, relating it to reality. Brecht theatre would also have a shock factor to the audience and would be surprised and shocked and was made to make the audience feel uncomfortable. Performative documentaries were very subjective and reflected off our own personal experiences and events that happen within the world. These documentaries were to reflect off the personal experiences and emotions and are very biased and opinionated, and these are used to help us see things in the way we'd experience them and perceive them. Expository documentaries is where the narrator speaks directly to the viewer in an authoritative commentary, which proposes a strong idea, argument showing a certain point of view. It includes rhetorical questions to make the audience think and to try and persuade them of what you are suggesting. The commentary involved is mostly a male voiceover, which is otherwise known as the voice of God, persuading and speaking directly to the audience. I feel that once researching into all the different types of documentaries thoroughly, our documentary has the most in common with expository category. In our documentary, a narrator is quite informative and authoritative. However, we are not using a male voiceover. This is because we felt using a female voiceover, similar to fortune tellers, it would link in and relate well, and would be interesting to see us use a similar sounding fortune teller voice. I feel it creates the correct atmosphere. During our narrative, we do use various of rhetorical questions which are made to make the audience think, and we are trying to persuade the audience the point of view we are creating. Oh, it doesn't make sense.
Just read it then.
During our narrative, we do use various rhetorical questions which are used to make the audience think and persuade the audience the point of view we are trying to make about fortune tellers, which is being false and a made-up scam. Examples of rhetorical questions we use are: so why are people still getting their fortunes read if they know half of it is involved with the media? This question proposes the idea it is false because we mention the media having the most involvement. However, we are trying to get our audience to make their own decision, as expository documentaries aren't supposed to be very opinionated.